Welcome back. Today we had a eBay delivery. These are just stepper motors for another project which will come soon. The point of interest is this one here. Let's open that and see what's in it. So let's have a look into it. It's heavy. And it came from RDG Tools. These guys. I bought quite a lot of stuff from these guys, and they actually supply decent quality. I put the link down in the description because I'm happy with what they sell. I bought a lot of jugs and college jugs and things like that, and I was never disappointed actually. So this is a magnetic jug, quite heavy. It's a small mag jug which I want to use on my Clarkson tool and cutter grinder. First side, it even does come with a fence. It wasn't clear on the pictures. It's not expensive. I think it's about 100 quid, so 100 pounds, that's 100 or 115 pounds. Well, this is not so pretty because the handle is bust. Yeah, I need to show them. Okay, that's yeah, the handle is bust, which is not very nice, but there's nothing you can do. If that's the only thing, I'm not too disappointed. Let's get that thing out. Okay, here we have a magnetic jug. It's a bit stiff, but it's magnetic. So first we're going to check the flatness of the whole thing. I think I use a straight edge for it. Well, decent surface quality, no burrs. You can't feel that, that's okay. Fence looks ground, the surface certainly is ground. I think we put it on the mill and do a pull test as well, so we can see how much force it will take. Bottom looks good as well. Yeah, I would say manufacturing quality is acceptable. Bit rough here, but apart from that, let's get a straight edge. Can't see any light, that's good. Let me turn it around, hopefully that's visible on camera. So put a straight edge here and the torch underneath. At first sight it looks good, so let's see how the back looks like. Yeah, I can't see any light, so at least that's a good sign. And it's at least as good as my straight edge. So what we probably do, I clamp that on the mill and we just run around and map it and see how flat it is compared to the bottom. We can actually check that with a micrometer. Let's try that first. So we got a good Mauser micrometer here. It's a very good micrometer. The only thing it has, it got some pitting from the foam. That's 300 over, and that's I'll make that 500 over. I don't care about the actual measurement, I'm just looking for the difference here, and that's, can't see that, that's 200 over. So it's a little bit thicker here, 100 of a millimeter, maybe. Yeah, it's a bit thicker here. I can't get it here, but I can get it in here. So let's see the other side. Stay here. Okay. Looks like the same here. That's about 3 over, and that's a bit less. I'll make that 2.5. Yeah. And here we have two and a bit. So it seems to be a little bit low, 100 low on this end here. But apart from that, check in the middle. That's 2 and a bit. So the only corner which is a bit high is this one, and that's I would say overall deviation plus minus 100 of a millimeter, which is okay. You can grind that out if you want to skim it. But honestly, there are a few marks here. But honestly, for the money, it was about 115 pounds or so. That's $150. That's not much money for a magnetic chuck, new, because you can buy rotten ones for almost the same price. Okay, they're bigger. That is a 200 by 100 millimeters. Don't know if I'm still in focus here, I have no idea. Let me get a bit over here. So, that's 205 by 105 millimeters. It comes with 2 fences. What do you want? You know, it's okay. There's nothing I can complain about. Finish is, yeah, as it is with these things. The only thing is that handle. When I didn't break it, you can see it was broken when it was transported. Yeah, possibly some of the couriers didn't really care what they have, and obviously the packaging was not fit for purpose, because normally there should be a spacer or something like that, so you can't move, because this thing is quite heavy. Anyway, first sight looks good. There is a bit of a fail here in the corner, which they ground it, but there was no casting left here. It's fairly square, but that doesn't really matter. Flatness I'm happy with, at least compared to the bottom. So let's put it on the mill and see what we can pull from that thing. We need to sort out that handle problem. I'll probably give them a hint to watch the video, maybe I get a new one. You can see the battle marks here. That was just poor packaging. Look inside. It has seen a few drops, I think. That's what it is. Not entirely RDG's fault. The packaging could be better, no question. But it's always the same with these couriers. They just dump the stuff in a corner and they don't care. I did so many times. If it's not properly packed, you're losing. Yeah, we can see a few grinding marks, but for what I use it, I think it's fine. I have other chucks and things from RDG. I think all my 125mm chucks from RDG, and I'm more than happy with it. You take them apart, clean them a little bit, because sometimes they're a bit iffy when you get them. Just take it apart, clean it, put it back together, and they're smooth. The reason why I bought it was I got a few flat things to grind, and because I have no surface grinder, I only have my Clarkson tool and cutter grinder, so I was thinking that's about the right size. I could use it on the mill if I have something flat for milling. It's just about the right size, so why spending money for a big chuck which you can't fit really? Maybe later I just mock it up on the grinder and we can see it. The height, what is the height here? It's 63 or so high, which is okay, I think. We'll see. That was another consideration. I wanted something rather flat. There is this old discussion with fine pole and no fine pole. It doesn't really matter. If you place your piece at the right place, it doesn't matter if you got fine pole or coarse pole. Essentially a coarse pole chuck has more force. That's what it is. With the fine poles, yeah, if you got really small parts to hold, it might be better, but I'd rather prefer one of those. And obviously they're cheaper. Anyway, let's get the vise off the mill and just put it on the mill and sweep it over and see how it holds. So we put it on the mill. The table is stoned and it doesn't rock, so we just went through briefly, and the indicator is a 1 micrometer indicator, so one division is 1,000 of a millimeter, and as far as I can see we probably got just about, that was the mill. That's when it's at least more accurate than the mill. I get about 2,000 from here to here, but I think that's the mill. We need to check from the rest point. Obviously this is an old mill, but most importantly we don't see any dips or holes or whatever, so I'm very happy with it. What's that? You can see that? It's just 2,000 in a... That mill is built in 1962, so I know that the table itself is okay. It's just the knee. There is a dip somehow, I don't know why. So let's start from here. And yeah, it's raising about 1,000 or so. Honestly, that looks pretty good. You know, I was looking for waviness here and it's fine. Nice piece of kit, that's all I can say. So I only lightly clamped it. It's not really clamped, it's just held in place with these clamps, just to make sure I don't put any strain on it. I'm comfortable that this thing is good. Yeah, you can spend 10 times the price and get probably something better. If you look at the details of the finish, the fence is The grinding of the fence corner is not very nice, it's a bit rough. But and again there is a fail here in the edge. There was just no casting, so the corners are a bit round. But anyway, it's, what do you expect for the money? This thing is great for what it costs. I'll clamp it down a bit further and then I'll try to measure the howling force. Bear with me, I'll be back. So that's the setup. We got a scale here, just a bar in the chuck. We chucked up a 5" by 1/2" parallel. That's 125 by 12.5 millimeters, which gives us a surface area of 1562.5 square millimeters. We're gonna calculate later what the force per square millimeter is. And yeah, I need to turn that back on. Hopefully it's visible. And now we just turn it down and see when it pops off. That's kilos, by the way. Still holding. It's bending my bar actually. Yeah, it's overload now. I can, yeah, I'm at the end of the scale. The scale only does 40 kilograms. So on this little parallel we got a force of more than 40 kilograms, which is over 400 newtons. I can't tell how much it is. I need to find something smaller, which is impressive. This is and I'm pretty sure I can still pull much more. Let me find a smaller one, so hopefully we can pop it loose with less than 40 kilograms. So we got another something. It's approximately 540 square millimeters. So let's wind that down and see what comes out of that. I'm pulling a little bit on the side, so it might not be representative, but popped off when I didn't see it. So watch it again. Was it 24 or so? Let's try again. Going a bit slower. $20, $23, about 24. So that is, and again it's not ideal, that's 540 square millimeters and 24 kilos. So if we do the math, 24 times 9.81, that's 235 newtons divided by 540 square millimeters, so that's 0.43 Newton per square millimeter. That's quite impressive. If we go to our parallel from before, was 12.5 times 125 millimeters equals times 0.5, yeah, that would be 780 newtons. That's almost 80 kilograms on that little parallel here. So this little parallel would be held with 80 kilograms. That's quite good actually. I'm surprised. Alright. I double checked the maths, but I think they're correct. What can I say? I'm happy with it. It seems to work. We'll see in a year or so how the force disappears. Some magnets they're losing force over time, but all in all, a lot of bang for the bucks. That concludes this test. If anyone has an idea what to check as well, I'm happy to test it. The checks I've done today was pretty much what I was interested in. We can check the flatness of the fences and things like that, but I'm not super interested in that. I just got a few flat washers which I need to grind, and desperately, and that's what I bought it for. And that's how it fits onto the grinder. It's the right width. Length is fine as well, because we don't have so much travel here. What we're going to do is, I want to do that for a long time, I need to make a spacer here, because this thing sits a bit too far back for what I use it. So basically just put a spacer block in between and get that out for like maybe 20 millimeters, 25 millimeters or so. Makes it a lot more usable. I got enough clearance for a wheel. That was the biggest concern, that I may not have enough space for a wheel, but yeah. So next job will be a spacer. Find some T-nuts for here, because it's an odd size here, it's something imperial, but yeah, it fits as I wanted it. We can even go a little bit further here. We'll see. But yeah, the spacer is the most important thing. We need to get that a bit further out. Obviously that involves a different belt and things like that, so we'll do that at some point. Actually soon, because I need to use it. Anyway, but we have other shops. Here is the exhaust back box for the Mitsubishi. That's going to be done. We got the bench grinder working. What else do we have? Oh, too much stuff around here. We need to look at the starter motor here. I got it in unknown condition. I don't know if it works or not. Yeah, I'll check if it works and see what we do with it. We got a whole lot of scrap metal which we need to sort out. We also scored a whole lot of cast iron stock. That's calibration weights, old ones in pounds. We don't use them anymore. So, nice cast stock. We need to finish the crank handle for the Lister Petter, because I acquired a few Lister Petter engines. So we need to finish that crank handle off. That will be coming soon. So much to do, I can't remember. We fitted a new alarm system to the Jeep. That will be coming soon. Get some footage on that. So that will be coming eventually. I don't know. So much garbage. Anyway, that's it from the truck. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Until next time.